Hi guys, so to answer the first question, what I think cultural relativism is the idea that if one person were to understand another culture, they should understand it from the point of view of that specific culture you're learning about, not necessarily with your own cultural beliefs, ideas, traditions, norms, and values in the way. It's used in cross-cultural research to have a basis of a person's culture and avoid stereotyping, basically. Anthropologists must also be able to see not only the big picture and things that a culture is well known for, but also the more subtle norms and values. And with all of that in mind, I think a culture's norms and values start to make sense when you not only think of the culture you were raised in, but also the culture that you were studying with more detail. And thus, it promotes an understanding of another culture and acceptance. Accepting cultural relativism will ideally lead you to change your perspective on that culture, of course, and explain your worldview. But in a more deeper sense, you will realize that no culture is really the best or ideal culture because there can't really be a way to determine that inherently, which is what I think how cultural relativism counters ethnocentrism. Basically, you realize that a culture's philosophical and ethical viewpoints on a certain topic is subject to every person in that specific culture, which is also another way that cultural relativism combats ethnocentrism. Yeah, okay. So, to answer the second question, there was one time I was traveling in Bangladesh and we were traveling in a rickshaw, which is basically a big cart with two wheels and a canopy. You should look them up, they're really nice. At one point, the adhan started playing, which is basically like the call to prayer, right? I failed to notice that my mother was putting on her scarf because I was just looking out at like the night sky. Like there were so many like neon lights because that's like a big thing in the city life of Bangladesh. There's like so many neon lights and signs and all of that. So I like ignored basically her tugging my shoulder, and I failed to realize that in that culture they usually put on the scarf when the call to prayer is active and on and about. So basically, I just scrambled to find mine and put mine on, and I started praying for forgiveness, I guess. I think it's shown how serious, I feel like much more serious than I probably take the religion of Islam is in that culture, and how intricate things like putting on the scarf to respect the adhan and the person doing it and the religion is, how serious they take that as well. I think it's also shaped my cultural norms because it shows how ingrained and normalized that religion is in Bangladesh. I'm not really sure if they're like universal beliefs. I'd say it's more like beliefs in the realm of countries that practice Islam mostly. And to bring home the idea of cultural relativism to my life, I think it relates to my journey of discovering my native culture, as I feel like I am in that part of my journey right now where I don't really judge people or my people based on the norms and values I have of the United States, because there really is nothing to be judged on. You know, we're not all perfect, and there's no such thing as a perfect culture, as I mentioned previously. Or if there was, that's not really human. So it's been quite interesting to tackle ethnocentrism with a developing country's culture coming from a developed country per se. And not only has this journey made me realize the intricacies, beauties, and problems with my native culture and the country, it has opened my eyes to the problems of this country and how ethnocentristic my thinking was of the past. So that is my response to the chapter 2 reading response and discussion board post. Thanks, guys.